Hi, welcome everyone. Super nice that you're watching again on this Monday evening. And yes, we're going to do a nice Vinyasa class tonight. And I was thinking to add a little bit of the philosophy of yoga in it. Because if you're going to read more about the yoga philosophy, sooner or later you will bump into the eightfold path of Patanjali. And maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't, but it's an interesting path you can walk. And in the beginning of this Patanjali's eightfold path lays the Yamas. And the Yamas are this kind of moral, ethical, inspirational guidelines social guidelines, I could say, to help you in life. And it's said that it's actually universal. Patanjali describes it as universal vows. And it's also this kind of state that you reach when you're in a complete union of the mind, this kind of feeling of love, feeling of ecstasy. And even when you're not practicing yoga because of this reason, you will get also beneficial things if you're practicing the yamas. So there are 5 yamas, and today I'm gonna name out the first yama, which is the Ahimsha. And Ahimsha you can describe as non-violence. Non-violence towards others, of course, but also non-violence towards yourself. And this is practice on all levels. So action, speaking with words, and also by thought. So on these 3 levels of action, word, or thoughts, practicing non-violence. Well, if you are a regular yogi, you maybe all heard about this, but if this is a new class for you or a new practice doing yoga, then often, at least in my experience, that's the moment where you actually are not so non-violent. Like at this moment, I'm learning so much about technical things, about lamps and video cameras and films and putting it on YouTube, on my website, and there's so much input. So there are new things coming. And this is the moment where I actually can observe that, oh, I'm actually not so non-violent in my thoughts, in my actions. I'm more harsh to other people, but also more harsh to myself. So this is, the moment that you can realize. And the moment when you realize, you're like, I have a practice. And of course, I'm also going to take you through some nice physical practice. So let's start with a meditation first to just calm down and, let my words sink in, but also your day sink in. Whether you are practicing on the day it's filmed, on Monday evening, or when you may be practicing it on morning or an afternoon. Just slow down. So take an easy legged seated position. If cross-legged is not working for you, you can always sit onto a chair, or maybe even sit onto a bench, or just lay down. Find a comfortable seat or position where you actually feel like, oh, this is actually a place where I can slow down myself. And there are probably thousands of reasons not to slow down, but follow that one reason, that one very important, true reason to actually do slow down. And then take a couple of deep breaths. Relaxing the eyes, the nose, the cheeks. Relaxing the jaw. Relaxing the skin of your forehead. Relaxing the eyebrows. Relaxing the neck. Maybe you need to make some small, tiny little movements with the neck to tell the neck it's okay. Just slow down. Same thing goes with the shoulders. So sometimes in the beginning of stillness, it's nice to maybe slow down a little bit with the movements. So that means that you don't have to immediately hold still, but maybe just draw the shoulders up towards the ears. Small, tiny movements with the shoulders. Maybe wiggle a little bit from left to right, to the front, to the back. And try to find the sweet spot, the center. And then breathe in a couple of times, a little bit deeper. Softening the belly, softening the legs, the buttocks. And feel those contact points with your body and the floor. So what's going on in your inner world today? How do you feel? And can you try to look to it from a non-violence place? And even when you notice that it's actually not so non-violence, it's quite mean or harsh, then also observe that with non-violence. So the start of having compassion with yourself starts with to kindly watch and look at yourself with compassion, even when there's no compassion. And then relax in that duality. Can you feel your toes, your feet? With your eyes closed, how can you possibly know that your feet are still there? What is it what you experience at this moment as your feet? And then from that heavy feeling, from the two sitting bones grounding into the earth, On your next in-breath, see if you can lengthening the spine, reaching the top of the head towards the ceiling. And on an exhale, you keep that length, but you just allow yourself to sink again. So on an inhale, a little bit more length and light. And on an exhale, check in with more heaviness, grounding. And then you can place one hand onto your belly, one hand onto your heart spot. And then you can lowering down your chin towards the chest. And just make contact with the place under your right hand, the place under your left hand. And the affirmation I learned with Ahimsha, I will share with you tonight. Ahimsha, non-violence. My thoughts and actions are focused on loving awareness. I nurture and cherish myself and others. I'm aware that the mind sometimes entertains thoughts of fear, anger, or selfishness. But I do not get caught in these thoughts or act upon them. I accept without judgment any uncomfortable mental state. I release them and return to gentle, non-violent expression of my energy. And slowly bring both hands together in front of your heart. And maybe you like to set your own personal intention for this class. Because what is it what you need? Or where can you practice a little bit more non-violence? And let's first of all just have a look at the non-violence towards ourselves. And very slowly lifting up the head, lengthening the spine. And I will start with one Om. If you want to join, that will be very nice. Exhale completely, all the air out, empty the lungs. Take a deep breath in. If you like to dedicate this practice to someone or something or a group of people, a country or the whole planet, maybe you know someone who's going through a more time than you at this moment, and it can help also during your own practice to share your energy, share this practice with the outside world. Okay, slowly, slowly come out of this seated position. And let's just first straighten the legs. Because if you were sitting like me, then we've been sitting cross-legged for some minutes. And that can already cause some tension in the knees, the ankles. So just bring the knees up and down, moving the legs left and right. Just enjoy this moment for yourself. And then start to move only your toes. And then spread the toes and relax them. Spread them and relax them. Spread them. Just as you can spread your fingers, let's try to spread the toes. And then start only to move your big toe. Put your whole focus in it. And then the second toe. And then the third toe. The fourth toe. And the little toe, the fifth toe. Oh, it's very difficult. Huh? Okay, some circling movements with the ankle. And then squeeze into your upper legs, pressing the heels to the front and pulling the toes towards your own body. Squeeze, squeeze, and then release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. And just pump a few times into your quadriceps. So you can actually look towards your own thighs, your own upper legs, and see if you can really see these upper leg muscles working. And then just the last few things, rubbing the legs. And then we come to hands and knees. So I forgot to say in the beginning of class, but it's always nice to have maybe a blanket and some blocks. And if you don't have blocks, you can always also use a big book, something like this. So come to hands and knees, all fours, and then let's start with some cat and cows. So take a deep breath in, arching, look up. And exhale, round, chin towards the chest. Inhale slowly, coming with the weight forward and down. And exhale, pressing your hands into the floor, the knees pressing towards the floor. 2 more times. Breathe. Find a way to connect the movement with the breath. And then you can start to move with the hips to the left and to the right. And then when you move your hips towards the left, you look over towards your left shoulder. And then when you move your hips towards the right, you look over your right shoulder. So you can just move your hips from left to right and see if you can find this kind of stretch on the side of your body, side of the hips. And then you can also make some more circling movement. So moving to the side, down and up. So there's like a combination of the cat and cow and also moving the hips. You can also move the other direction. And then you can free flow a little bit. What is it what your body needs tonight? How does your body feel? And move freely. So you don't have to push through something. That would be violent, pushing through sounds and boundaries of your body. So keep it very soft and and respecting where you are. And then you can place your right hand in front of the left and push your left hip more and more away from you and towards the left. So you get a stretch on the right side of your body. And then you can do it to the other side. So left hand goes to the front of your right foot. I'm going to lean a little bit more backwards so my weight is more into my hips. And I'm going to push my hips a little bit towards the right side. And then slowly come back. If you want, you can do it a little bit more. Just move with your hands, feeling the side stretch. You can also play a little bit with the wrist. One more breath here, free flowing your own way. What is it what your body needs? And can you really stay true to that feeling without violence? Okay, let's come into hands and knees, all fours. Checking the hands, really spread them out. And then tucking the toes and slowly move yourself back. Really press your hands firm into the floor and come gently into a down dog. I always stay with my knees bent first, to find space in my shoulders, to find space in my upper back, my mid back and my lower back. And then gently start to walk the dog on its spot. So you can just feel how your ankles, your Achilles tendon, your calf muscles, the back of your knees and the back of your legs react. And also still, if you move a little bit more diagonal, you can probably feel a little bit more of the side stretch of your body. And then come into a more still downward facing dog. And then come really high on top of your toes. And then pressing the heels back down. Come really high on top of your toes. And press the heels down. From here now wave yourself into a high push-up plank. And then back into your downward facing dog. On an inhale, wave yourself into a high push-up plank. And then back into your down dog. And then bend both knees, look between your hands and slowly, step by step, your feet all the way to the front of your mat. And you can hold the opposite elbow. You can also bend your knees a little bit more, resting your elbows on top of your thighs, on top of your knees. Maybe you want to try to straighten out the legs a little bit. Or maybe you actually want to try to bend your knees a little bit. And when you do that, move very slowly and see what's happening in the muscles of the back of your body. And then start to move a little bit from left to right. Shake yes, shake no. Flutter the lips maybe. And then slowly, let's roll ourselves up. One vertebrae at a time. Slowly, slowly. There's no need to rush at all. So when you feel like you want to rush, just tell the mind, I see you. I know you always want to go fast, but let's go slow a little bit. So also here, when you're standing, see if you can just move a little bit your body from left to right. Don't make it so static immediately. Maybe you want to bounce a little bit. Maybe that feels good for your body today. Maybe you like to swing a little bit from side to side. And if stillness is what you're needing now, then be still. Maybe again with one hand into your heart, one hand into your belly. This is also a pose for me that's helping me sometimes to ground and to really like, okay, I'm here and I'm practicing Ahimsha, Ahimsha. Just having compassion with yourself. Okay, so let's start with some sun salutations. If for you the feet can be together and it feels natural and normal, then you can have your feet together. And otherwise, just separate your feet hip distance apart where you have maybe more of a steady pose. Hands in front of your heart, focusing on the breath. On your next in-breath, reach your arms up, really find length. And on an exhale, forward fold and down. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, downward facing dog. And again, maybe wiggle a little bit. And then bend both knees, look between your hands and slowly walk your feet all the way to the front of your mat. Take a deep breath in, come up halfway, really find length into the chest. And exhale, forward fold, softening the knees. Inhale, come up with a straight spine. And on an exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, forward fold and down. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Spread those fingers wide, really press the top of the fingers firm into the floor. And again, maybe wiggle a little bit, finding length. And then see if you can bring the ribs a little bit closer towards the belly. Breathe. Long, steady breath. And then lifting up the right leg. Bending the right knee. And opening up the hip. Down dog splits. Just see if that goes working for your hip. Maybe you don't want to open your hip so much. Maybe you want to keep that left knee a little bit more bent. So it's a twist. So it's always a combination, a twist between the shoulder and the hips. So just see how can your hip be open while your shoulders are more or less a bit static, still holding your weight into the arms. Okay, slowly bring your right foot all the way forward and place it in between your hands. And then lowering down that left knee. Take a deep breath in, reaching the arms up. And on an exhale, sink into the hips down. Take a deep breath in. And on an exhale, elbows to the side and down. And then slowly bring the hands back to the floor and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come to a high push-up plank. And exhale, lowering down the knees. And slowly come forward and down. And we try to bend the elbows as close to the ribcage as we can. Take a deep breath in. Come up halfway. And exhale, go back down again. So let's stay here. Place the hands outside the mat. And come really high on top of your fingers. And your elbows are above your wrist. Take a deep breath in, come up halfway. And exhale, slowly come back down. So inhale, strong legs, pull the navel in, lift up your chest. And exhale, come down. Inhale for this cobra with wide arms. And exhale. One more time, up. See if you can really press the fingertips into the floor and look over your left shoulder. Come back towards the center and look over your right shoulder. And come back towards the center and slowly come back down, hands back under your shoulders. Pull the navel in, press yourself back, down dog, tucking the toes, downward facing dog. And then lifting up the left leg, bend the left knee and opening up the hip, down dog splits.
Maybe pushing the right shoulder a little bit more forward, pulling the navel in. And then slowly from here, we're also guiding that left foot all the way in between the hands. Bring it there if it's not there in one time. Lowering down that right knee. Take a deep breath in, arms up. And exhale, sink into the hips. Inhale, long arms. And exhale, just squeeze the shoulder blades. And hands back down onto the floor. Step back, down dog. Inhale, come to a high push-up plank. And exhale, knees to the floor. And slowly come all the way to the floor. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, press yourself back into a child pose. Just connect with the breath and feel some kind of lightness on your in-breath. And then allow yourself to feel some heaviness on your exhale. And then on your next inhale, come up again, all fours, hands and knees. Tucking the toes, pull the navel in and come back into your downward facing dog. Lifting up the right leg, bend the right knee and opening up the hip. And then swing your right foot all the way forward in between your hands and come up into a high lunge. Reach your arms up and really sink the weight into your hips. Now lowering down that left heel and we're opening up into a warrior two pose. Take a deep breath in, reverse warrior. And on an exhale back into your warrior two. Slowly come back into your lunge position so your heel goes up. And then from here, hands into the hips. Take a deep breath in, all the way into your right foot. And come into a warrior three. Option one, just keep your hands into the hips. And option two, hands in namaste in front of your heart. Or any variation, hands and arms to the back, to the side, or to the front. Keep breathing. Now make a strong, long back step. A strong, long back step back. And here we're going into a warrior one. So we're going to reach the arms up. We try to level the hips to the front, but the heel is down. So this is a warrior one pose. Virabhadrasana one. From here we're going to go again towards a warrior three pose. So I'm going to take my hands back to the hips again. But if you want to go in one go to warrior three with your arms up, then go for that. All the weight is going to be in the right foot. And find your balance again. Warrior three pose. And the arms can be in any kind of variation. And then step back into your lunge position. From here, bring your left hand down and the right arm goes up for your twisted lunge. And then slowly bring your right hand down as well and come back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, come to a high push-up plank. Exhale, lowering down with or without the knees. Take a deep breath in for cobra or upper facing dog. And press yourself back, downward facing dog. Lifting up the left leg, bend the left knee and opening up the hip. Swing your left foot forward again, all the way in between your hands and come up into your high lunge. And then from here, we're opening up into a warrior two pose. Inhale, reverse warrior. And back into your warrior two pose. From here, we're going back into a high lunge. So the heel goes up, arms up. Take a deep breath in and come into your warrior pose. Optional, where are you going to place your hands? Now see, you can put Ahimsha also in this pose. So non-violence in thought, action, and with words. Slowly come back. And we're gonna land into a warrior one pose. So we're gonna bring your arms really, really high up. The right hip you're gonna push forward. You're gonna bend a little bit and your right heel is onto the floor. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana. From here we're gonna go again into this warrior three pose. Take a deep breath in and exhale, up you go. Breathe. Balancing onto only one leg. Trying to keep the hips in one line. Both legs are super, super strong. And either your hands into the hips, hands in front of your heart, or any variation, arms to the back, to the side, or to the front. Slowly make a big step back again into your lunge position. And then from here, you're gonna bring that right hand down, and then the left arm up into a twisted lunge. And then the left hand goes down. You're going to step back into the downward facing dog. You can stay here. You can also lowering down your knees into a child pose. Or you can join for Vinyasa. Inhale, high push-up plank. Exhale, lowering down, Chaturanga. Inhale, opening up the chest, relaxing the face. And back into your downward facing dog. Lifting up the right leg. Bend the right knee and opening up the hip. Bringing that right foot forward and come into a high lunge. Opening up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, side angle bend. Optional, bringing your right arm towards the thigh, like this. Or you can bring your right hand down onto the floor or onto a book. So if you have a book, you can just level this floor a little bit higher. Very good for people who have, or not they have, but they say they have short arms. Just really feel an opening in the hip here. Navel wants to look towards the ceiling, relaxing the face. Slowly come back down, both hands on the inside of your right foot. Heel goes up and make some space. So your right foot goes a bit towards the right. Take a deep breath in, and on an exhale, Gecko pose, bending the elbows and come really close to the floor. Slowly come up. Now lift up that right arm and really twist open all the way. And then slowly bringing that right hand down and turn your 10 toes to the long side of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, come all the way up. And then we're opening up the toes a bit to the side, placing the hands really firm towards the thigh. And I'm pushing with my left hand towards my left thigh. And I'm looking over towards my right shoulder. Inhale towards the center. And exhale, twist and push. Inhale towards the center. Very good. Exhale, twist. Inhale, exhale, and then slowly come out and just give yourself a nice stretch here all the way to all 360 degrees angle. Just radiate energy and then slowly come more towards your center. Placing one hand into your belly, one hand onto your heart space. Ahimsha, practicing non-violence.
What does that mean to you? As yoga is a very spiritual but personal spiritual practice. And at the same time, a very grounding practice, feeling the feet onto the earth. Okay, slowly opening up the eyes and then opening up that right foot to the front again. And here we are back into warrior pose. Take a deep breath in, reverse warrior. And on an exhale, wave the hands down to a high push-up plank. Lowering down, chaturanga, pull the navel in with or without the knees. Inhale, strong legs. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lifting up the left leg. Bend the left knee and opening up the hip. And then swing your left foot all the way forward in between your hands. And come up into a high lunge. Opening up warrior two. Take a deep breath in, reverse warrior. And on an exhale, come into that side angle bend. So optional, bringing your right arm either onto your thigh or maybe onto the floor or onto a block. So whatever suits your body, whatever suits your mind, and what suits your action. But whatever you choose, see if you can go for that non-violent one. Slowly bring both hands on the inside of your left foot. And then turn that left leg a bit towards the side. One time, Gecko pose. Inhale deep, away from the floor. And exhale, look over towards the right. Really sink into the hips, bending the elbows. Inhale, come up. All the weight into the right hand. And now really twist open with your left arm. Just as far as that feels good for you. So take it easy, huh? With respect. Respect towards where you are at the moment where you practice this class. Okay, slowly we come back again, and then from here we step into a high push-up plank. Lowering down, chaturanga. Take a deep breath in, opening up the chest, and exhale, downward facing dog. And then lifting up the left leg, bringing that left foot in between your hands. And then I just forget the other side. So just move your 10 toes to the long side of the mat. Take a deep breath in, come up halfway. And exhale, come all the way up. Placing the heels a bit in, the toes a bit out. Take a deep breath in, coming to the center. And exhale, press toward your right hand, the right thigh, look over your left shoulder. Inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. Inhale towards the center and exhale, press with firm legs. Inhale and exhale. One last time and breathe. Slowly come up and just come into star pose. Really just. And then hands in front of your heart. Or one hand into your belly, one hand onto your heart. And just have a moment to check in with yourself. And slowly we're opening up the eyes, opening up that left leg, bending the left knee, and we're back into a warrior two pose. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale into a high push-up plank. Lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, opening up the chest. And exhale back into your downward facing dog. And then you can lowering down the knees and come into a pose of a child.
And of course, if child pose is not working for you today, then just rebel with the body. Find a pose what is working. Maybe flip your down dog or flip your child pose and come lay down onto your back. But just be creative, especially now when we have the time to really do our home practice, whether that's with or without a video. It's for everyone, of course, a challenge to stay present while not having the peer group pressure from all the people around you. But it's also very beneficial to dare to step out and to think like, okay, this part is maybe not so non-violent. But try not to be lazy. Try to also work through some poses maybe. Okay, very slowly we're gonna lay down onto our belly. And you're gonna stretch out the arms towards the side. And then you're gonna keep looking towards the left side. You're gonna bend your left arm and bend your left knee. You're gonna twist over. So you're gonna find your weight from your left leg and you're gonna bring it all the way over into this lane twist. One breath here. And slowly come back. I'm gonna go towards the other side. So look over towards the right. Bending the right arm, bending the right leg. And now flip your right leg all the way over your left leg. One deep breath here. And slowly come back. Bringing the legs together. Interlace the fingers behind your back or just keep them parallel towards your legs. Both is totally fine. Take a deep breath in, lift up your upper body and lift up your legs. Salambhasana. Breathe. Every inhale, a little bit higher. And release. Shake out your butt, your hips. And then placing your elbows under your shoulders. And place your right hand really firm onto the floor. You can always replace it. It's just going to be a steady pose. So this right arm is there to help you. So replace it as suits for your body. You're going to bend your left knee. And now I'm going to press my right arm towards the floor. And I'm going to try to just see if I can grab this left foot. And then maybe it's just like really finding this lift to be able to catch this foot or to find more stretch. If this is very challenging, maybe you can just lay down and then try to grab the foot and pressing the heel towards your own buttocks. When you're up, you also have a stretch here in the front, maybe a small compression in the back. Pull the navel in. If you're flexible, see if you can lift up that elbow and really press that heel down towards the direction of your own buttocks. Okay, very gentle, you let go again. And then we go for the other side. So if it's better, just lay down and then grabbing your foot. Or we press with your left hand, left arm towards the floor and then try to get that foot. And if you have the space, elbow up, really press this down. And slowly let it go. And then again, Salambhasana, take a deep breath in, lift up everything off the earth. Breathe. Inhale, every time a little bit higher. Either with your arms interlocked or with your arms alongside your body. Both is fine. And then release. Just have a moment, chill out. Then see if you can bend both knees. And then maybe either one grabbing part of your leggings, or maybe your heel or your toes. When it's possible, see if you can grab your ankles and flex your feet. Pull the navel in, strong legs, take a deep breath in, and lift up for bow pose. And then slowly release. Shake out your hips. Relax your shoulders, relax your face. And slowly we're gonna come back into all fours. And then from here, we're just gonna make our way to a seat. So any other way to come to a seat, of course, that's fine. Strong legs. Take a deep breath in, arms up. And exhale, see if you can come into a forward fold. Relaxing the arms, strong legs. Push the legs down. Inhale, find length. And exhale, come a little bit more forward. And slowly come back. And then come lay down onto your back. See if you can hold or just nearly touch the back of your heels. Take a deep breath in and lift up for half bridge pose. If you want, you can interlace your fingers behind your back. And slowly come back down. Separate your feet as wide as the mat. One hand onto your belly, one hand onto your heart space. Just let peace enter your system. Let's do it again. Place your feet firm into the floor. Hands reach for the heels. Take a deep breath in and lift up for half bridge pose. If you want, interlace the fingers behind your back and lift up a little bit higher. Just be very careful and see how things are working for you. And always just come down safely again. And then everyone can go down, feet are as wide as the mat, knees are coming to touch. One hand onto your belly, one hand onto your heart space. Let there be peace inside of me, let there be peace in my words, my actions, and in my thoughts. And then you can make yourself like a little ball. And you can just move a little bit from left to right, placing the hands on top of your knees, making some circling movements. And opening up the knees, bringing the arms alongside or from the insides, from the knees, reaching for your ankles. And stay here in happy baby pose. Maybe you also want to move a little bit from left to right. Maybe you want to go for a full happy baby pose, holding the outside of the feet, pressing the knees to the floor. And really feel an opening in the inside of the legs and push the sacrum bone, the last bony part of the spine, really to here. So don't let it come up, but really press it down. So there's a lot of action also in the lowest abdominals here. And then slowly come out of this happy baby pose. And then make yourself very small, placing the hands behind your knees and just rock and roll forward. Again, forward and backwards. And then when you come the next time, see if you can keep your balance and come into Navasana. Hands together, hands to the left, legs to the right. To the center, hands to the right, legs to the left. 4 more times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And Shavasana. So just come lay down flat onto your back. Take a couple of deep breaths. Make sure you're warm enough. But try not to move too much anymore. Just lay down and feel the sensations running through your body. So you can really give yourself time to just stay here into Shavasana. Relaxing the body, relaxing the mind. Fill your heart with compassion, and you will spread love. Caring for you, those around and above. Ahimsha teaches non-violence and gentle living, treating us thoughtful and always forgiving. Aware of our thoughts and the energy we send. We are all connected, from stranger to friend. The sacred place where Ahimsha will start. Find peace of mind and within your own heart. Both inward and out, we inspire and grow and support all creatures with this gift we bestow. Be strong with emotions, while each time accepting. Open to improvement, with soulful reflecting. Ask yourself, with these thoughts I am freeing, do I support the growth of every world's being?
slowly start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. And let the breath activate again. Let the breath really enter deep your lungs and exhale out. Make that small movement your body is really in need for to slowly come out of this practice again. Maybe moving your wrists, your ankles. And give yourself a nice stretch. And slowly roll towards the left or the right side. And from there you can slowly come back up towards a seat. Any seated posture, what suits your body, is fine. And just for a couple of more moments, really stay still, reflecting on this practice, and have compassion with yourself. No matter how you practice it, no matter what the mind is telling you, just connect with the feelings, the sensations. Slowly bring both hands together in front of your heart and humbly bow your head towards your heart. I'm aware that the mind sometimes entertains thoughts of anger, doubt, and fear. But I'm not acting upon it. I'm focusing on bringing myself to loving awareness. As the aim of every yoga class is to just bring ourselves closer to the connection of ourselves. Slowly lifting up the head, lengthening the spine, and let's finish with one Om. Exhale completely all the air out, out, out. Take a deep breath in. And just bow to that wise teacher inside of you. And that teacher what comes in all forms. And opening up the hands to share this practice with those around us, for those who are open to receive. Very nice that you were joining this class. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate all the support of friends, people, people from all around the world. I'm really thankful for those messages, support and donation, and all kind of things. Really touches my heart. So I hope to see you again next class. For now, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.